this is Jeannie with Norna Scraps, and today I'm going to share with you a little project that might create just the perfect hostess gift made in quantities of a half a dozen or so to take with you when you've got a dinner engagement or even something that you can use to decorate your own holiday table. The first part of this project is a skirt for the base of your wine glass. I have opened lacy labels and I've into Cricut Craft Room, I've brought in two cuts. First is the lace or eyelet edge doily, and the second is just a plain circle. What I would suggest doing is, if they come in over one another, you'll get this little message that says weld or don't weld. I would select don't weld. If they don't come in on top of each other, go ahead and move them so that you can make sure that you aren't going to get any welding. And I'm just going to move the circle out of the way for the moment. With the lace edge doily selected, I'm going to go up here, make sure constrain height and width is dark, and in the height I'm going to type 3.5 and press enter on my keyboard. That gives me a larger doily. If you look at the center, there's a crosshair marking the center. I'm going to move this to be superimposed over this. And I've done that so that when I actually begin to work with this circle, what I'm going to do is I'll place it over that crosshair and it will be in the dead center. But before I move the smaller circle, I'm going to check the size, and I want the width and the height at 1. If not, set constrain to dark and type it in. I'm also going to copy and paste a second circle. I'll explain about that momentarily. Again, it's new, don't weld, and I'm going to bring this one over, superimpose my crosshair, and it's in the dead center. This is going to become the area that the stem of the wine glass will come through. And I'll show you how to make it very simple to get it on in just a moment. If you've worked at all with Cricut Craft Room, then you probably, and your Imagine I should say, you probably realize that when you do a print and cut, the overfill, the bleed, is actually not always pretty. And it doesn't always look good with the particular pattern that has been chosen. I know for a fact that the pattern that I'm going to use with this cut bleeds green and the pattern is blue, and it really is not attractive. That said, I'm going to go back just a second and say that this is, if I choose to use a regular cardstock or even a purchased pattern paper, this is ready to go. I would just duplicate it and cut 6 very similar like that. So I'm going to actually take and size this up because I'm going to take care of that pretty ugly overfill. I need to size it, constrain first, and size it just a slight bit larger than my doily. So I'm going to constrain it to 3.75 and click enter. Now I'm going to select back because I actually want it at the back of my stack, and I'm going to bring it over and center it. While it's centered, I'm going to select colors and patterns, choose the Cartridge Snow Angel, and select the snowflake pattern. Again, click back, and now what I've got is a pattern in which the doily will be cut, the center will be cut, and the only place I will have bleed is on that background circle, and it won't interfere with my fancy cuts at all. Okay, I've been to the Imagine and I've cut my shape. Now I wanted to show you why I like using that background circle that I put on it. If you look at my first cut, I'll bring it in as close as I can. A couple things that hopefully you'll be able to see. There's the white here where my Imagine needs to be calibrated, and inside of the little cutouts, the eyelets, there's some of the green. If you've used Cricut Craft Room with filled images on your Imagine, for whatever reason, the background is really odd. It's not like it is just at the Imagine. So this is a good way around it. So I'm going to take my Imagine mat, and if you look at this particular cut, what you can see is that the green is only on that outer circle. Therefore, when I peel away my inside circle, everything is pristine. Everything is just to the edge. It's beautiful. Okay? And now I'm going to prepare this cut to go around the bottom of my wine glass. So I'm going to take my regular scissors, and I'm just going to go straight from one of the little eyelet indents into the center. And that creates the flange that can go around my wine glass. Now I'm going to take and stickle the edges, so that I get just a little bit of glitter, and this part of my gift is done. Okay, from the shrink plastic for my little charm, I'm going to cut the Christmas gift from Snow Angel. The difference being, and I have found after wasting quite a bit of the shrink plastic, I have to insert my deep cut blade, set the blade at 6, set my multi-cut to 6 or 7, my speed of 3, and my pressure to 5. And then, using the plastic that I have pictured, I can actually pop it out cleanly and take it to the oven. Alrighty, now with the glitter dry, we're going to finish up the skirt, and I'm going to roll it just ever so, since it's cardstock, sorry about that, ever so slightly in a cone, just a loose cone, and that way it'll help it, rather than stick up on the bottom of the glass, it'll kind of lay closer to the stem, the base of the stem. Okay, and last but not least, I'm going to create the ring that will lock around the base of my wine glass. I have, it still needs some glitter, but I have my shrinky dink that's come all the way down. I have a jewelry finding. It is actually a wire hoop assortment. I looked all over for the kind that you're really supposed to use, the kind that's screwed together, but I couldn't find it, so I thought, hey, this might work. I have a needle nose plier. I'm going to take approximately 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 of an inch and bend it in. That will give me a hook that will keep my cute little ornament on. I'm going to stick it through the hole. Remember, that was a 1/4 punch hole. You can see it. It's really not very big when it shrinks. I'm going to stick it through the hole at the top and put it on. And then I'm going to take my wine glass and I'm going to place it around the base of the stem, and there you have the wine glass jewel. And I'm going to take my skirt, wrap it around the end, and voila. Let's see. Can you imagine a hostess gift that was made by you? Love it. It's really cute and really fun. Until next time, keep generating those gems. Bye.